What you are about to hear is not just a story about a hidden lake. It is the story of an entire world locked away beneath the ice. A world that may have remained isolated for so long that no human being has ever truly seen it. Far beneath the endless frozen wilderness of Antarctica, in one of the coldest places on Earth, there lies something extraordinary. Something that should not exist. A massive lake. A lake that has never seen sunlight. A lake that has never felt rain. A lake that has remained sealed beneath ice for millions of years. Its name is Lake Vostok, and for decades, scientists have been haunted by one remarkable question. Could there be life beneath the ice of Lake Vostok? If the answer is yes, then that life may have evolved in complete isolation from the rest of the planet. If the answer is no, then Lake Vostok still remains one of the most extraordinary environments ever discovered by humanity. Either way, the mystery hidden beneath Antarctica has forced us to rethink what life is, where it can survive, and whether similar worlds might exist beyond Earth itself. To understand why Lake Vostok fascinates scientists around the world, we must first travel to Antarctica, a continent unlike any other, a land of ice, a land of silence, a land so extreme that it often feels more like another planet than part of our own world. Temperatures can plunge below -80 degrees Celsius. Powerful winds sweep across the frozen landscape, and vast stretches of white extend farther than the eye can see. At first glance, Antarctica appears lifeless, frozen, still, unchanging. But appearances can be deceiving, because beneath the ice sheet lies a hidden world, a world that remained unknown for most of human history. For centuries, no one suspected that enormous lakes could exist beneath kilometers of solid ice. It sounded impossible. After all, how could liquid water survive in such an environment? Wouldn't everything simply freeze? Yet nature often finds ways to surprise us. During the 20th century, scientists studying Antarctica began noticing something unusual. Radar surveys revealed strange flat regions beneath the ice. These areas did not match the shape of the underlying rock. Instead, they appeared smooth, reflective, almost as if something liquid existed below. As technology improved, the evidence became stronger. Researchers gradually realized that Antarctica was hiding not one underground lake, but hundreds of them. And among all of these hidden lakes, one stood above the rest. Or rather, beneath the rest. Lake Vostok, the largest known subglacial lake on Earth. The numbers alone are astonishing. Lake Vostok stretches approximately 250 kilometers in length, more than 50 kilometers in width, and reaches depths estimated at over 1,000 meters. This is not a small pocket of trapped water. This is a massive body of fresh water, one of the largest lakes on the planet. Yet no one can see it directly, because above it lies nearly 4 kilometers of ice. Imagine standing on the Antarctic surface. Beneath your feet are layers upon layers of ancient ice. Then, far below, hidden in total darkness, lies an entire lake. A lake completely cut off from the outside world. And this is where the mystery truly begins, because scientists soon realized something extraordinary. Lake Vostok may have been isolated for an incredibly long time. Some estimates suggest the lake has been separated from the atmosphere for hundreds of thousands of years. Others suggest isolation stretching back millions of years. Think about what that means. While civilizations rose and fell, while continents changed, while humanity evolved, Lake Vostok remained hidden, silent, untouched, frozen away beneath Antarctica. And naturally, a question emerged. Could anything survive there? At first, many scientists doubted it. The conditions seemed too extreme. No sunlight, no photosynthesis, enormous pressure, near freezing temperatures, total isolation. To most people, it sounded like the perfect recipe for a lifeless environment. But science has repeatedly taught us something important. Life is incredibly resilient.
Again and again, researchers have discovered organisms thriving in places once considered impossible. Life exists in deep ocean trenches. Life exists inside rocks. Life exists in acidic lakes. Life exists near boiling hydrothermal vents. Life exists in some of the harshest environments on Earth. Every time humanity declares a place uninhabitable, nature often proves otherwise. And so scientists began to wonder, what if Lake Vostok contains life? What if an ecosystem has existed there for millions of years? What if entirely unique organisms are waiting beneath the ice? The possibility was both exciting and unsettling. Because if life exists in Lake Vostok, it may have evolved independently from surface ecosystems for an incredibly long period of time. Such organisms might reveal entirely new strategies for survival, new forms of adaptation, perhaps even biological processes never before observed. The challenge, however, was enormous. How do you study a lake buried beneath 4 kilometers of ice? More importantly, how do you reach it without contaminating it? This concern became one of the biggest obstacles in the investigation.
Imagine discovering an untouched ecosystem, an environment isolated for millions of years, then accidentally introducing modern bacteria during exploration. The consequences could be irreversible. For this reason, scientists approached Lake Vostok with extreme caution. Special drilling technologies were developed. Sterilization procedures became essential. Every step required careful planning. The goal was not simply to reach the lake. The goal was to preserve it. Years passed. Drilling operations continued. Researchers slowly pushed deeper through the Antarctic ice. Finally, after decades of effort, scientists reached the vicinity of Lake Vostok. The world watched closely, because everyone wanted to know what they would find. The first analyses generated excitement and controversy. Some studies reported traces of microbial DNA. Others suggested evidence of biological activity. Certain samples appeared to contain genetic material unlike what researchers expected. Could this be proof of life? Perhaps. But the situation was complicated.
Critics pointed out the possibility of contamination. How could researchers be certain that detected microbes truly came from the lake itself? Could they have been introduced during drilling? Could modern microorganisms have influenced the results? The debate quickly intensified. Some scientists remained optimistic. Others remained cautious. And once again, Lake Vostok refused to provide a simple answer. Yet the possibility remained alive, especially because researchers discovered something important about the lake's environment. Evidence suggested that geothermal heat from beneath Earth's crust may help keep portions of the lake liquid. In other words, energy exists there. And wherever energy exists, life has a chance. Not necessarily complex life, not fish, not giant unknown creatures, but perhaps microbial organisms capable of surviving under extreme conditions. Organisms that do not rely on sunlight. Organisms that obtain energy through chemical reactions instead. This idea may sound unusual, yet similar life forms already exist elsewhere on Earth.
Deep beneath the oceans, microorganisms survive entirely without sunlight. They rely on chemistry rather than photosynthesis. If such organisms can thrive in one extreme environment, why not another?
As researchers continued studying Lake Vostok, a larger realization emerged. The mystery was no longer only about Antarctica. It was about the universe. Because Lake Vostok resembles environments that may exist beyond Earth. Consider Europa, the icy moon orbiting Jupiter. Scientists believe Europa hides a vast ocean beneath its frozen surface. Or Enceladus, a moon of Saturn that appears to contain a global subsurface ocean. These distant worlds share something remarkable with Lake Vostok: ice above, liquid water below, and the possibility of energy sources beneath the surface. If life can survive in Lake Vostok, then perhaps life could survive there as well. Suddenly, a hidden Antarctic lake became a model for exploring alien oceans, a natural laboratory for astrobiology, a place where scientists could test ideas about life beyond Earth. And that possibility transformed Lake Vostok from a geological curiosity into one of the most important scientific mysteries of our time.
Imagine for a moment what might be happening beneath the ice right now. In complete darkness, microorganisms may be drifting through ancient waters, living, reproducing, evolving, unaware of the world above, unaware that humans have built cities, crossed oceans, walked on the moon, and developed technology capable of searching for them. For millions of years, they may have existed in their own isolated universe, a hidden biosphere beneath Antarctica. The idea feels almost like science fiction, yet it remains scientifically plausible. And that is what makes Lake Vostok so fascinating. Because it sits at the boundary between what we know and what we have yet to discover. Even today, research continues. New technologies are being developed. More sophisticated instruments are being designed. Scientists continue analyzing samples, refining models, and debating possibilities. But despite all the progress, the central question remains unanswered. Is there life beneath the ice of Lake Vostok? If there is, how long has it been there? How did it survive? How has it evolved? And what could it teach us about life elsewhere in the cosmos? Perhaps one day, future expeditions will finally uncover the truth. Perhaps robotic explorers will navigate the hidden waters. Perhaps entirely new forms of microbial life will be discovered. Or perhaps Lake Vostok will continue guarding its secrets. Because some mysteries do not surrender easily. They wait, silent, hidden, patient. Much like the lake itself, locked beneath 4 kilometers of Antarctic ice, far from sunlight, far from civilization, yet endlessly inviting humanity to ask questions. And until the day those questions are finally answered, Lake Vostok will remain one of the most extraordinary places on Earth. A hidden world beneath the ice, a frozen gateway to scientific discovery, and perhaps a reminder that life may exist in places we have only begun to imagine.